You want me to introduce it?
Go on, you do the introduction.
Welcome back to another episode. Episode, I think number 11 now, Carpool podcast. We have Dane Frisby, one of the brightest Irish comedians on the scene. International comedian now. I wouldn't say at this stage you've been gigging internationally for a long old time. If you're gigging outside of Ireland regularly, you're an international comedian. Come on now, Dane.
All you need is a fucking €10 Ryanair flight to gig internationally.
Go again.
That was perfect. That was a good one. You've gigged everywhere.
Lads, thanks for having me.
No, man.
Problem
Appreciate
at
it.
all, bro. A long time. Now see.
Nice little trip up the Wicklow Hills here for you. The roundy roads and the fucking...
Up the
I'm hoping we see it. yeah. I'm hoping we fucking see a few cyclists, these fucking lizards. This is the weekend. This is prime season for these little...
I drove past a big group of them earlier, and there was a bus following them. I was like I don't know if it was a proper race, but I just got a really bad intrusive thought of just going. I was trying to think of a joke, right? I never came up with one, but the gist of it was I was shouting out the window to them how long he is cycling for, and then I couldn't think of a funny punchline to say back to them. So the only thing I could think of doing was I'd throw a carton of milk over them and say, "Smell that." Then I just thought, that's really mean. Yeah. That's not even funny. That's just horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, I think they're the worst part of society, cyclists.
Is that genuinely happening today? That's mad. Yeah, they are. They're
just fucking cycling around looking for extra hot lattes.
We just had a
tight clothes on.
just had a solo episode on the podcast, and we asked.
Left it.
We asked the question: what if you could get rid of one off the roads? Would it be cyclists or bus drivers?
100% cyclists.
Yeah.
So if you have no bus drivers, you have no buses.
True that.
If you know cyclists, though, you know cycling.
Yeah, but fuck them. That's just like... there's no one... I don't know anyone sound who's a fucking road cyclist.
No,
Girl, imagine putting Lycra on a Sunday morning and going, I'm going to do 80k to fucking Enniskerry.
It's mad,
get a cappuccino and talk about fucking crypto.
That's
Don't fuck yourself, you fucking banana.
Stopping for a cappuccino or a pastry, like, my stomach would be in bits.
Imagine walking around with that little fucking padding nappy on the back, which are little clip-clop heels.
That's the thing, the shoes that clip into the bike, do you know those?
Oh, man.
Oh shit! Yeah. It's like a gym bike almost, like that.
Yeah, but you can get like, you know, the ones they cycle the real fast. They're not like mountain bikes. They're the real skinny bikes. That
road bikes.
And why did the handlebars curl?
Don't know.
You know them?
Yeah.
Why?
You know them?
Why do they curl?
It's like because they're depressed, like killer whales.
It literally must be, man. And also, why do some of them wear? Do you ever see the real long helmet that goes down their back?
Aerodynamics, man.
Is it?
Is it?
Yeah.
But that's just weird, man.
Too much into it.
Imagine being the first person to wear one of them. Like imagine, right, all like the natural, they just wear normal helmets, and then this prick comes up with a big elongated helmet at the back of the head. You'd look like some fucking angel, wouldn't you? No?
Yeah, that's totally would, yeah, that's terrible.
No.
That's terrible, that's awful. I have another question I want to ask all the time. The last week we had a solo episode as well, and I had I was actually overtaking a bike, that's how this came up, on a windy road, and I was thinking, if this car came, there was no car there, and hit me, and I died, and I don't know why, but I just thought about our producer car, and I was like, would he cry? So now Dan, I'm asking you, would you cry if I died?
Probably would, yeah.
At my funeral, or just when you heard the news?
No, I'd cry a little bit and then just go back to doing whatever else I was doing.
It's a great fucking answer.
Just have a little tear or something, you know what I mean?
What about Jeffo died?
No.
I would. What song do you reckon we'd play at our funerals? That's actually, I wouldn't even know myself.
That's a good song.
That's a
good question.
It's a very hard question on the spot.
It is a hard question.
You just have to, because if I said to you, name a song.
Any song?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
It's hard, isn't it? You're thinking.
Well, you just said Britney Spears, so now I thought of
Hit me baby one more time.
Yeah, have you seen her lately? I think he hit her a few times.
Is she bad, yeah?
She's fucking...
Are you
She's fucking gone so, man.
Did you not see her during COVID and all?
Oh.
Bro, they were all worrying
Jesus,
about
poor
her.
thing. No, like she had, her father was like, you know, had some hold on her or something. When it was good, they got rid of that. But she's someone needs to.
Yeah, I've seen that.
People were like saying like blink twice in your next video if you're being held hostage and all. And people thought
Who
you'd
was
be
saying that?
all the fans.
That's madness.
Yeah.
Anyway, leave her alone, man. It's probably
Yeah,
not
leave
her
her
fault.
alone.
Do you know what I mean? She's probably going through a lot.
Sure, who isn't?
But name a song. No, I couldn't name a song. She's
It's
like a
hard,
sauna
isn't it?
in here, lads. What the fuck?
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just...
Yeah, just
You
yeah,
drive?
Yeah, I do.
You do drive?
Yeah. Yeah, you,
How do you think he gets the gigs, man? He doesn't get a plane bang
Well,
down.
he's hardly driving to fucking Kazakhstan to do gigs, like.
I do a gig in Kazakhstan.
Where's your favourite place you've gigged? Apart from Ireland?
That's a hard question. I don't know.
Go straight into it. Who are you about gigging abroad?
Well, I just asked the question. We just say, he does this all the time, we go straight
Lads,
into it.
I
and
love
just-
you two.
we're
You're
in
like
it.
an old fucking couple.
We are straight into it.
Sorry, I actually have a theory that
Don't say we're gay, don't
that
do it.
use it. No,
Don't do it.
worse.
What?
Oh!
Not wrong with being gay.
I didn't say it. I didn't say
So I do have a theory now, lads. And is I'm gonna. Are you Pat Custard?
No!
Are you joking?
You don't have the time to do that.
You're Pat and he's Custard. What a fucking nut job that lad is. Holy God.
Explain who he is, because a lot of people might not
Yeah, it's
know
kind
who
of
he
an inside joke. I don't really know who he is, to be honest, but he just likes all my notifications are from him.
Yeah.
And he's whoever it is, it's obviously a joke. Whoever it is, and he spells everything mental.
is. Someone in the Irish comedy scene.
He
Spell
called
name funny.
Blaine or something. Blaine going to the comedy club tonight to see Blaine. I go, and he messages me like nearly every day. It's
Really?
Yeah.
You message him back?
I didn't for ages. I put him in the general folder of messages, do you know, in there.
Yeah.
And when I realised it was obviously someone just ripping the piss and having a laugh, I was like, yeah, started talking to him. He messages Dan O'Farrell, he messages Dan Stevens. Whoever's doing it is gas.
Yeah.
And he's put this fucking GIF picture into like the crack den and all these like Dublin comedy clubs saying like, can't wait tonight, going to the club.
It's some Irish comedian that's infiltrated the Irish comedy scene and they're messaging everyone.
Yeah.
Pretending to be going to the gigs and being massive fans of everyone and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's funny. Whoever
It's funny now until he kills someone and there's a
That's a
Netflix
way-
documentary about the Custard files.
They have way too much time on their hands.
Yeah.
Was there another one that came out there? There was another one. That didn't really take off though. Someone else started
Eric
one.
from Raiders.
Sorry, I'm derailing you.
Sorry, yeah. So your favourite place to gig? You've gigged where? How many countries?
Go
have you
straight
gigged
into
in?
it, will you?
Fuck off.
Fucking two jokers and every deck of cards. Like, what was I going to say? Yeah, I don't know. It's a hard one, man. It's a fucking boring answer. 20 countries I'm into
20.
doing stand-up.
That's fucking unreal.
Did you ever see the time about 20 children tragically died last week?
Who was that?
Did you ever see that Tommy Bow thing on Ireland AM?
Oh, yeah, I did, yeah.
She's like, a woman with 6 children. He goes, 6 children? And then your one goes, drowned last week at a quarry.
It's like morning TV. yeah.
So 20 countries you've done it in. Where? Give us a few.
Yeah, I like to
Rattle a few
travel
off.
anyway, so it's just kind of two birds, one stone. Where have I been?
Yeah.
It's mostly Europe, like all over Europe, and then America and
We spoke to Dan. Where did you gig in America? We spoke to Dan
Austin
about
and New York.
What about?
You're in New York, yeah?
Yeah, I did a week in New York there last February.
Unreal, man. What'd
yeah.
you do there?
I did like 12 little mics in a week or something.
Fucking
But
class.
man, the worst gigs I've ever done.
Really, yeah?
Because it's not you pay to gig.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
I heard this.
What do you mean?
It's like most of the gigs. It's like $5 and buy a drink and you can get 5 minutes.
That's mad.
It's nuts, and it's in front of like 6 comedians, 5 comedians.
No audience at all.
Zero audience.
Where's the big clubs in New York?
But some of these mics are in the bigger rooms, so it's like huge rooms, amazing stage, great lights. So you can see nobody. All the rows are empty, and at the
No
back
way.
you might see some comedian on their phone. They're not
Oh my
listening,
God.
and they'll laugh at like something that goes wrong,
Yeah.
or they'll laugh at something in the moment. But other than that, you could be doing great, you wouldn't know, or you could be doing terrible, you wouldn't know, and you leave with no information. But on the 11th gig, I was like I was just doing as many as possible and it was having a laugh, meeting people and stuff.
Yeah.
But I went up to Harlem in kind of upper side of Manhattan.
Yeah.
And it was one of the worst gigs I've ever done. It was like at the end of a bar, they had this speaker with a microphone with huge amount of reverb on it. Have you ever done like Mullingar gig in Columbia?
Yeah.
Huge amount. It's like you're in Madison Square Garden or something. But huge amount of reverb on it, and it's just like they were playing the game, people drinking, people making cocktails. You couldn't hear it, and I just did my jokes, and it was grand. And the headliner guy, this cool as fuck guy called Maudie, this Harlem guy, black guy, absolute legend, very funny. He was like, oh man, I love your stuff, like you're over for the week or whatever. He's like, come to my show, I'm doing a proper show in Queens tomorrow night.
Class.
And I went and did that, and that was great. Like, so the week would have felt like a waste if I hadn't have got that gig.
Yeah.
So it felt like, you know, you do, if you're there for months or years, you could kind of meet people, get on proper gigs. But if you're just going to do open mics, it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, you're not learning anything really. Like,
No.
you know. But that was just my experience. Maybe other people had different experiences.
What was it like in Austin? Was it the same?
Well, I just started. I was only going as like a fan. I'd done like 3 mics before that, so I just did
Really?
1 mic, yeah, and
And you signed up to do Kiltownie at that stage as well, did you?
yeah, me and Dan did, yeah. So I bumped into Dan at a open mic called the tiniest bar in Texas, comedy club. It's this tiny little shed.
Did you know him from Ireland back then?
I didn't know him, no, but I met
That's
him.
nuts, isn't it?
So I started stand up in Estonia. I did 2 shows there, and they went really well. And then I went back home, and I was like, oh, I'll do my first one in Ireland, and in Giggles. Do you remember? Was Giggles around when you?
We weren't there.
All right, yeah, it was a nice little spot, but it was always like fairly quiet, and it was like 10 comedians kind of.
Sorry, I don't want to cut over you, but were you
Yeah.
on holiday in Estonia or were you living there?
I was just travelling because I just
Running from the law.
I just wanted to see the Baltics. I just spent most of my 20s
What's the
travelling.
Baltics?
Estonia.
The Baltics. Is over.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Those 3 countries.
Oh.
The ex-Soviet
What is
kind
it?
of
So I'm very
Baltic-
ignorant. What's so good about that? Like, what you only
Well-
Have you seen the Baltic Diet? Have you seen the Baltic
Fucking
Diet?
trim the lads. Why would you want to go there?
There's no evil down there and nothing.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Baltic Diet on TikTok? Have you seen this?
No.
It's like
Never seen any
these like proper outfits, but they like their breakfast is like a roll with no butter on it. They just like bite lumps off the roll, then they like take a bite out of a tomato. They just eat like fucking savages.
Yeah,
but
they've been
protein
hungry
in it.
there for hundreds of years with the Russians. But
what would make you want to go there?
well, I just like travelling, man. I just spent most of my 20s travelling and around the world, and
that's warmer.
and then it was COVID. So then it was just coming out of COVID, and I was like, at Christmas, I was like, I'll book a little trip. I'll do a long weekend and work remotely and see the Baltics, whatever. And I wanted to start comedy in the January, but it was just harder. Like, I didn't know where to go on or how to get on, and there was a lot of like, oh, maybe next month and fill out this form and all this.
Yeah.
So I tried to do that, but then I was like, oh, fuck, I'll do it in February after the gig. And then I met comedians
How many?
randomly
So you say
in Estonia.
You said before COVID. So what's that? Like 3? 4, how many?
So I started
5
2 years ago.
2 years.
Oh, so it was at the end of COVID?
It was at the end of COVID,
Oh,
so that's why I
sorry,
wanted to get out and do something. Do you know?
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
booked 2 like cheap flights, one into Helsinki and then one out of Vilnius,
Oh.
and just wanted to see. But anyway, long story short, I bumped into a few different comedians there, like an Italian, an Indian comedian, American, English, and they're all expats living there, and they're putting on comedy nights in English.
Right.
And some of the Estonian comedians who are fucking huge now, like Ari Matti. Do you know him?
He was there?
Yeah.
Fuck off.
yeah.
Kiltownie?
Yeah. So
He is fucking like that. Is
he
the
might be the
trajectory.
biggest rising comedian at the moment.
Was he
yeah.
huge there at that stage?
I had no clue. I didn't know because he was
That's
still there.
mad.
But I think he was massive there, but I just didn't know that. And
Always. Let me just explain who that he. 'Cause
Yeah.
This I always rattle on about fucking Kiltownie, and we've been doing it for ages on the actual podcast. But
Too much, like.
it's funny how little Irish comedians know about it and stuff.
Yeah.
it is though,
It's like the
because
biggest live podcast in the
Come
world.
on,
huge.
it's
But
funny.
he brings people on stage, and you do 1 minute, and if you do well, he'll bring you back. And if you
Yeah.
keep doing well, he'll make it a regular. This Ari Matti fella that you're talking about in Estonia went and done that a minute. And long story short, he's on Joe Rogan as a guest, and he's a guest panelist on Kiltownie
Yeah,
and all
he's
now.
doing
He's
all the
doing
podcast circuit
huge
now.
shows. It's
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
But
Like.
I think he was selling out like theatres and stuff in Estonia before
Right.
he started doing that. So I think he went over with a bit of credibility and,
Yeah.
and
It
with a
wasn't
lot of
open mic,
experiences.
I
No, it's not like he just popped off. He's been doing it like 10, 15 years. But I didn't know that at the time. And so the Estonian comedians would go on, they'd do it in Estonian, and then some expat would do it in English, and back and forth. And I just went to a show one night in Thailand just to see if there was comedy here. I was surprised there was, and I talked to them after, all nervous, like, look, I'd love to do comedy or whatever, and they're like, come tomorrow and do it. I had no fucking idea what to talk about in Tallinn, like, do you know what I mean? You have to address, I thought you had to address, and you kind of did, what I was doing there and whatever, so I had ideas built up over the last few years. Anyway, I took the day off. I wasn't going to work remotely. I went to a little Italian cafe and I wrote like 5 minutes of just whatever came to my head about fucking Tallinn and Estonia and Ireland and whatever. And I went up that night, shit myself, but it went well. Like, I was fucking surreal, like, you know. And then they were like, man, you have to come back and do this better venue tomorrow night. And I switched a few things that didn't really work and put in a few new ideas. And it was unbelievable.
Really?
Like, yeah. I even in that set, I had a feeling of like in the fucking flowing and in the moment, and I was like, what is going on here?
Second set
it was like
ever.
a life changer. Yeah.
In a foreign country, that's unbelievable.
It was insane. It was insane, man. Yeah. And then, and I didn't want to even do the second night because I felt like the first night went well. I didn't want to ruin it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, I came home and I was like, oh yeah, okay, better start now at home. And I went on to Giggles and fucking died on my arse. Now, I have a recording, I listened back, so it wasn't as bad as I thought. But it took me ages to listen back to it. So, but anyway, to go back to what you were saying, I had a trip to Austin booked. Just a huge fan of comedy, and that's like the big scene kind of that's growing in the world at the moment. And
did you have that booked before you even done that first gig?
I can't remember, but it was probably around the same time. Yeah. And I thought like I might do a mic there or just to go and see. I had the tickets to the shows and stuff.
That is the dream, innit? Like, they do kill Townie. Like, even if he doesn't bring you back, you'll get an unbelievable clip on it. You're on a YouTube video that has
it's mad,
600, 700, 800,000 views. Like,
millions
some of them
now.
2 millions. Like, it's nuts. Like
2 million. Kill Tony gets 2 million views.
But some of them have, like, and it's.
You really are an Irish retard. I just imagine what he'd say about you. But it's an amazing, it's kind of a beautiful show, isn't it? Not to sound whatever, but it's just such a free space of like free expression, and like they look after people who are funny. It's a complete meritocracy. There's people from all backgrounds of life, all types of people. Yeah.
Meritocracy. I haven't it.
Yeah. As in, if you're funny.
When are you
Expats, you probably follow that football club. I'm a Bowls fan. No, it's so it's an amazing sort of space for true comedy fans, you know, and there's no basically what I'm trying to say is if you're funny, you'll do well on it, you know, and there's no like, oh, you have to be this or that, I have to talk about this. It's just there's one currency, and that's comedy, like, you know. So
plans to do it again, to sign up and do it.
Yeah, I'm going to have tickets to the London show on June 7th. So me and Dan are going over. Yeah, it should be good. So can you imagine the first time? Imagine going on fucking getting pulled out and doing an arena. You know, but it never works out well for people.
It's like, people done that.
Yeah, but this is like, I don't know what.
Is it in the O2?
Yeah, it's in the O2. Yeah.
That's amazing.
But it should be great to just go and watch. Like, you probably have, I don't know, 300 or 400 comedians signing up to it.
Yeah.
So if they pull 10, what's that? Like 1 in 40 or 1 in 30.
Have you got your minute set?
No. But I'd have you'd have to probably do something different if it was in London, you know.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
because it'd be
we don't know anything about Estonia.
Because if you're doing it in Austin, you do maybe something that the Americans would get.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're not just playing to the panelists, you're playing to the crowd, kind of, you know.
I think that would make it a bit easier then if you get pulled out over there.
Yeah, it might do.
Yeah,
but you're in an arena, and it's like, it's a whole different. Even like the best comedians in the world, they talk about like arenas being a different ball game because of the size of it and the sound and the delay between the joke and the crowd laughing because it's so big and all this. But here's me acting like I'm gonna fucking kill.
I've never actually thought of that.
I hear the force from wrestlers. I used to watch wrestling growing up, and I'd watch podcasts and listen to podcasts with them now, and they say that about arenas. The bigger arenas are, they say you do something and there'd be a pause. There'd be a pause for 2 seconds because the sound's travelling. Yeah. So they say they'd hit a whopper move
for it to come back to you.
And then 2 seconds there, they'd hear the cheer.
I think it's the same in comedy. You hear them talk about it. And that's why I think people who are most comedians are not arena comedians, but even like really low level open micers, when they go on, they all bomb because the timing is way off,
Yeah.
and you're nervous as well, and you're in a fucking. It must be so surreal walking on. Imagine walking onto 3 Arena. How are you guys? What's the story?
You dream one of them.
Yeah.
The pressure.
And even if you on Kiltown, even if you bomb, it's probably still like all fucking publicity is good publicity. It'd still be fucking.
I think if you bomb, then you have a good personality, you can make loads out of that.
But they do, because they give you the interview you afterwards. So some people aren't good at the comedy, and then they interview them and they're actually funny.
They might have a bad night and they kind of win it back because it's I'd say a lot of people who are very funny have had bad nights on it. It's not a great format for comedy. Do a minute and then have people looking at you who are half hoping you bomb, half hoping you do well. So it's obviously nerve-wracking, but. It's a good platform, and they support comedians really well there. But so going in June to that. But anyway, so I was there. I landed in Austin, went to a show in this tiny bar, and I'd seen Dan at Giggles when I bombed, and then I saw him again when I went to the open mic. I was like, I can't fucking believe that this is the same chap that I just met there, because I thought I was in the middle of nowhere. I was like, oh, no one's gonna fucking. I'm gonna try again.
Seen him again.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I was like, oh fucking. I can't escape Irish comedians, but it was good.
That's actually funny you say that, because we were talking beforehand. I didn't want to tell the story, but I have a very similar story about you like that, because I think you two met each other early on, like maybe September or August-ish.
Where did I meet you guys?
We met each other, so we followed each other online, and we liked each other's stuff, but we never actually text. And I met you in.
I don't like how this is starting.
No, we knew each other. That's what happened. We were like,
I didn't text it as myself.
I sent you a Snapchat and
it was fucking turning this full 360 here. Joe Dowland's place, the fucking Halfpenny.
Oh yeah, the competition we did.
Yeah, that you won. Yeah. They were doing the weekly competitions, remember?
Yeah.
And
is that the first time you met?
That's the first time I met Dan. I walked in and introduced ourselves, and then I was like, Dan came over, or I came over, whatever. Wumpy. And I was like, how's it going? I was like, we were like, follow each other online, and nice to finally meet you. And anyway, we got along really well that night.
Yeah, I'd seen you do like 5 gigs that week online, like you were doing everything. I was like, oh, this lad's getting after it.
That was when you put a post up because you done 5 gigs in a week.
I haven't seen that since that, Connor.
Well, he texted me and he was like, oh, you know your man Dan, yeah, he's a fucking legend. And at this stage, we were still kind of meeting people. So whenever I met someone for the first time and he never met them, he hated that. And whenever he met someone and I never met them, I hated it, because it was almost as if like the next time we'd meet you, then you'd know him and I wouldn't really know you, so it would be awkward, and we used to hate it about each other. But then the first time I met you, I was like,
it
is really.
That's a one way, by the way. So I didn't
you did. Yeah, you did.
I'll be putting words in my mouth.
When I met you, the first thing I texted him, because I wasn't with you, I was like, he is a legend.
Yeah,
when
thanks,
you
man.
said
Appreciate
to me, it was in Funny Bounce, you were like, I haven't seen you perform yet, I'm dying for it, and that sent me sideways. I was like, oh no.
Didn't I meet you in Crash and Burn?
But that was the next day.
The next day, alright,
so you would see me fucking bomb on me hall in Funny Bounce.
I don't think I saw you bomb.
You did. You see me, but you gave me really good advice, because you were saying you were shy. You were, no, you didn't.
Well, here, this is what I'm about to say. This is what you still say to this day.
Yeah, I said it to you just before there, because you need to hear this as well, because whatever you say to people, it does have an impact. You said you won them over with your personality, like the way you were acting on stage. Like once you settled down, they were liking you. Because my material wasn't going well. I started off with different jokes.
Yeah, you were a bit tense.
Yeah. And then when I was like, right, this isn't going well, so I just have to kind of fucking go with it. I started loosening up and just saying whatever, even small things I was saying, people were chuckling at, and I was getting laughs out of that. That gave me confidence. The next night I went to Crash and Burn and you were there, and I was like, oh no, like you said to me beforehand.
It is horrible when you have a rough set in front of someone, you see them the next night.
It's rotten, man. And especially because
everyone has that, man. Everyone goes.
We thought you were so sound, and you would kill in Funny Bounce that night, so I was like, right, you want to impress this fella now. You said to me before I went on. You said to me before I went on. You said something along the lines of, like, just be yourself and do it. And I know everyone says shit like that.
I said, just be like you are on the podcast with Connor. Because that's what we're all trying to do, is just be your normal self when you're with your mates, We're trying to get rid of the nerves and any sort of actor and like that, just be yourself.
And I went up and I went really well, and you said to me afterwards, you're like, that's fucking, like, if you can tap into that every time, like, you'll be fucking
and that's,
I still remember
that's
that
every time as well, man. You did that,
every time, and then like that.
But I'm saying it to myself when I'm saying it to you. I'm not just being like, take this straight advice. I'm kind of like...
and I'm not saying that to you as if like, oh, I don't know, I don't think you could misconstrue that at all, but I'm saying that to you because it does have a big impact, and like shit that you've said to him or to me, it does, we always say it to each other, and I say it in the back of my mind again, like Dane said it, and it is a good
that,
little...
man, people have said stuff like that to me too, and it always sticks with me, thanks
so much. No, but you are killing it, and we always say it, not that anyone else isn't.
I bomb a lot, lads, like everyone. Do you know what I mean?
No, of course.
Yeah.
But you definitely have, and
just
a
keep
lot
going.
of people do in comedy have their head screwed on, of course, but you really do. I feel like you know what way to go about it, if that makes sense. You've obviously done your first solo show there recently.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, by the way.
No worries.
Appreciate the support. It means a lot at
this.
this kind
Thanks for
of
letting
early
us
days.
come.
It's daily.
Unbelievable.
We fucking straight away when we seen you announced it, we were like, yeah, we're gonna be there, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never gonna miss that. And then it went so well, you did 2 nights.
Yeah, it's the first night sold it in 3 days, and then it's a small room. It's only just under 40 people, so nothing mental or whatever.
Well, you say that, man, but most open mics every day of the week in Dublin get 6 people. Do you know what I mean? And you're selling out around 40, so take it first.
But so we put another night on, and it was good. I just mean with the supports and everything, because I don't have a full hour, so I did 30, 40, and then had a few openers and stuff. But I'd love to have you on, but you were doing
Chris Kent.
Yeah. Just slightly better. But no, it's a good experience, and it's kind of the way I'm looking at it is, if you want to get that sort of experience on stage for that long, you're only going to get it if you put it on yourself, and you learn from it too. The shows went really well, and it's a different experience being on stage that long. It's not just put all your jokes in a row. This is what I thought it could be. Put all your jokes that have worked in a row, and it doesn't really matter where they are. You want to have some form of narrative, but there's something to do with energy management, or I don't know how I'm completely new to it, but it matters how the show flows.
Yeah.
You see...
You said that after the first night, you'd rearrange it for the second night.
And the first night went really well, but the second night was just a different level, because I kind of rearranged it knowing where the kind of arc of the set was, and then adding in another story, and I ended up doing 10 or 12 minutes more. I did 42 minutes the second night, which is twice as long as I've ever done, but I felt free and comfortable, and it was probably one of the best sets I've ever had. So it's a stepping stone. You have to try and put yourself out there and work on it, and no matter what, you're going to learn from it too. So
were you the most nervous before that gig than you have been for any other gig? Or?
Well, the first, I don't know, man, because I've been doing so many different types of gigs where you're nervous, competitions and shows abroad, and stuff like that too. Going to Hot Water tomorrow, I'm going to be nervous for that. That room holds 600 people, probably 10 minutes, I think. It's my second time going, so. But the more you do, the less nervous you are for it, But I was nervous because there was, family and friends who had never seen me.
Of course.
What
And
goes through your head before? Because obviously there's the normal things for the comedian. What if I bomb? What if I don't do well? Other comedians don't think I'm good. There's those same things.
All of those, all of that, all the above, and just letting yourself down and having a gig where you could have done better, or
you feel added pressure because I don't know, people have. This is just your show. It's not like anyone else can really let it down.
Yeah, added pressure. That's your first one you're putting on.
Yeah.
Some people might if their family or friends came to see it and they feel comfortable, they couldn't lose or whatever. But it was the opposite for me. It was they've never seen me.
That was the first time someone had seen you.
And I was all I do is talk about stand-up now, so they come and see me and I'm shit. And it'd be just
even though you know you're not, but it's still.
Yeah, but some nights go like that. You know how it is. Comedy's very humbling. So there was a lot of pressure, and there's also pressure putting it on, and so my whole goal, the thing was just get good stage time, film it, and get the experience and push on from there. But also to put on my first, putting an Eventbrite link, making just little things like that, booking the room, paying the rental, I wanted to pay all the comedians, do the promotion, all of that. And I didn't plan on making any money, and I didn't. I came even off it because I paid all the extra money I gave to all the comedians. So just to pay them, because comedians don't get paid ever, So it's the thing of if you I valued the people I had on, so I want to show them and then give them good stage time and pay them, So, and treat them like pros, which is what you want to do, and it's great. The lads did fucking deadly, didn't they?
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
the night, genuinely, not just saying it because I hear like it was unreal. Like.
It was a whopper night of comedy, man.
It's a lovely room, the Dot. So if anybody's like, and even you guys, and you build this podcast up, they do live podcasts there, or your own shows, live shows, whatever.
Yeah,
it's highly recommended. I was just in the Mill Theatre in Dundrum there yesterday. Just having a look at the venue there, and I might book it. I don't know if this is great podcast talk. It's great fucking inside baseball.
It's
but
interesting to hear you.
Yeah.
Because
No,
it's like 45, 50 people.
will we get into it? Actually, will we get into it?
Get into it.
Yeah, okay, he is a good talker. We started.
Yeah.
No, even just my close family and friends that haven't listened to this, they actually do like that side of it. And the whole, because we thought at the start, like, a lot of people don't give a fuck about comics and here away, but there is a lot of people out here that do like these
especially
stories.
a comedian who's going out and doing, like, because not many are kind of going out and doing their own solo shows. Like,
No,
it
not
feels
anyone.
like I don't want to cut across the story you're telling there, but we always go on about how we feel like the Irish comedy scene will, like, we talk about, like, Liverpool is huge and
Yeah.
and
Very
Belfast
supportive
is
as
huge.
well, and
Yeah, the Irish comedy scene is a little bit away from that, but it will get there eventually.
Yeah,
but it's
absolutely,
hard to understand what's missing. I think looking at you're not waiting for like a huge promoter to come in and like go, oh, you're good at 5-minute sets. Let me do you for 20, or let me get you on a whole solo show. You've gone out and done that yourself, like, and shown the roadmap for it. It's fucking massively inspiring.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah.
Inspiring.
Well,
Is
like, I
that
mean, I'm figuring it out as I go as well. Like, I don't feel like I'm only new to it. I'm 2 years in, like, so it's very early days, you know. So, I also just want to try things and see how they go and learn from
that's
them.
the way
and stuff,
to
you know.
do it. You have to
But
try
it is hard to know where to kind of go in Ireland, because it's not like we have very many like dedicated comedy clubs like they do in London or America or whatever, because we're obviously a smaller country or whatever, but there's a lot of comedians here. A lot of great comedians have come from this country, so
do you feel like there is a gap in it, or is I personally
I feel like it is, because like it doesn't really seem like the biggest club in Dublin is like a real sort of comedy club. Not to put any you know, whatever.
When you compare it to like Hot Water in Liverpool, and again,
where they're having people
ramble about.
Yeah, where they're having comedians come in and they're bringing people up, or there's a kind of stage if you do well, or if you get seen with this person, you get past. I mean, there probably is that in the likes of the Laughter Lounge and stuff, but it does seem just a little bit kind of like I don't know, corporate or something.
Yeah.
There's not a clear roadmap. Like, you can get all sorts of levels of comedians in Hot Water.
Yeah.
Like, especially
But there's obviously
top
clubs
tier.
that do really well, like who are the big ones, like Crackden, Crunch, and Inter, and Stitches. Obviously had a E-man in there last week, was it?
Yeah, last week
Yeah.
was man's, yeah.
Yeah. I was actually going to say we could go down a nice place in Bray for dry scrambled eggs and jam, if you were interested in that. I think it's a Nigerian restaurant.
Dry scrambled eggs.
What the fuck is he on about? E-man's a legend. Yeah. He actually, I got a spot in Stitches, and that was the first time I got into like one of the kind of bigger clubs in Dublin.
Yeah.
And I went, and it went really well, and E-man called me over, and he said, give me your email. He said, you're very good. I love it, like a good joke writer or whatever. I'd love to have you. I'll give you a few dates or whatever.
Yeah.
And I left, and I went out for a few drinks with a few of the lads, and I checked my phone. The email was in the bathroom or something, and I had straight away. I had like a load, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 dates
That's
put in.
class,
I nearly got kind of emotional.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because like it was like one of those moments of like just baby steps. Do you know what I mean?
that's
And
yeah.
so I'll always be appreciative of
Would
that.
you
The
think
lads run a
that-
great club.
I don't have a story like that now, but kind of like that. When I did that shit gig with him in the hostel, and he was like, oh,
Where's this? In the
I did
hostel?
a shit gig in the hostel, man. There was me, Craig, and E-man. They were doing like this hostel would advertise their gigs,
Yeah.
and they'll put on a gig once a month for
Alright.
them. And I did the first one, and it was just us three, and it was absolutely horrendous. It was horrible. But E-man was like, no, well done, I owe you one. And the next time I seen him, he was like, come here, I'm gonna give you a gig here, right? So I was like, yeah, sound. He's like, what's this date like? I was like, good. And he's like, right. And I was walking away, I was like, cheers, man. He's like, no, come here, I'm gonna have another one for you. And I got 3 dates from him there, because he was like, you did a solid one for us that night, like. And I was like, that's fucking. Realistically, for at this stage, stage time for us,
Yeah.
like.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he
So
did actually have
recognition as
to-
well, though. That's
Yeah,
another part
yeah,
of it. It's
yeah.
not just it's you're
they
being
sound like that.
recognised.
Yeah, I was like that. That's what exactly I felt. I was like, that's fucking deadly. Like.
That's the mad thing about comedy as well. You're obviously trying to. There's so much to fucking think about, isn't there? Like, you're trying to get the jokes right and all, but you're also always fucking looking at yourself, and
it's kind of like a kind of entrepreneurial kind of thing as well, like self-starting kind of, you know, because you do your own sort of promotion and your own editing of videos, and it's if you don't go out, no one's gonna like make you go out. Do you know what I mean? It's all about getting your own stage on. There's no real path to like, you do this course or you apply here, or you do these gigs there, or you do this amount of stage time and then you'll get this. It's just kind of like go out and just fucking make it happen yourself kind of thing,
exactly,
which I kind of like, you know. I never really had that in me before.
What made you start it then? Because was COVID a big sitting around going, fuck, like I need to.
COVID probably helped me to be like, fucking get out and see the world and get out and do what you always wanted to do and try stand up and all that. That probably accelerated a bit, you know. It was a bit of a catalyst for it. But I think catalyst is a thing that. Sorry, I heard myself there. I was like, what a gumshot.
Nice.
But
finish that. What were we saying? What's the catalyst meant?
Yeah. It's just something to it. Yeah. No, just something that speeds something up. Sorry, it's worse when you explain it, isn't it? It sounds like such a drop me back to Power Squad.
A list of all different types of cats, like
it's a cat list. Yeah.
Oh, what was that, man? Fucking had the voice breaking my voice there, I think.
Connor's a man.
It was like a fucking a gas thing going off.
Do you know what was funny there? Because I had a joke like that in my head, and I was like, I'm gonna let it go. But catalyst.
So that probably helped. But I was always a huge fan of comedy.
Who would you have watched growing up? Or
changed so much.
Changed you seeing or any that
I'm trying to remember when I was younger, like who would have been Tommy Tiernan and all the kind of Dylan Moran and all those kind of Irish ones growing up.
Wait, what'd you say, Dylan Moran?
Yeah, you know Dylan Moran.
Is that the guy that did the?
You don't know who Dylan Moran is?
He nearly cancelled Budweiser. Is that him?
Lads.
Bud Light?
No, that's Shane Gillis, no? Oh no, that's Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
no,
right.
they're slightly different people.
Right. I was thinking, I didn't think you were into.
No.
Didn't that be you now then?
No. So I'd probably them, the Irish ones growing up, but then like Billy Connolly as well, and
everyone has said him.
Ricky Gervais, Jimmy Carr. But then in the last, say, 5-10 years, would have been mostly the American stand-ups, really, like Bill Burr and Louis C.K. and.
You're gonna say that. I couldn't think of fucking.
All the New York comedians as well, like, you know, Mark Normand and Sam Rill and Theo Von, and they're all amazing, you know.
Do you like old school, like would you go like Seinfeld and stuff? Or?
I think I was a little bit too. I'm a little bit too young for Seinfeld. I think Friends was kind of the thing we grew up with, as far as a sitcom show. But I do like Jerry Seinfeld. Not really mad about his comedy, but he's very funny. Have you seen him in interviews and stuff? He's a gas fucker. He's a real like comics comic. Like.
I don't even know what he looks like. I couldn't. Like,
you should watch this. This is fucking us just chatting about comedy, but that's good.
That's good.
You should watch this thing with. It's called. What's it called?
In the car get coffee.
No,
that's
what?
no.
Phineas.
What's it? Comedians in the car get coffee. Is that?
Oh, sorry. I thought you said gays in the cars getting coffee. I was like, what?
Dan said it.
What? That's what I thought you said.
Dylan Mulvaney and all.
But no, it's comedians in cars getting coffee. That's class. Yeah, that's unreal. And it's
Who runs that?
Kind of like this actually. It's very similar to this.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. No, his is way better.
No.
But,
Who runs it? Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, and he has all the biggest comedians in the world. So you definitely watch it. Little 20-minute kind of clips. But there's I don't know what it was on, maybe HBO or something, but it was basically Chris Rock, Ricky Gervais, Louis C.K. and Jerry Seinfeld sat in a room and they just talked about comedy for about an hour and a half or something. Oh man, you learn more in that than you learn in anything. Like so.
Who would you say out of that group feels the most pressured? Like, do you reckon they feel pressured to be funny?
Good question. Like, as in, who feels out of their depth?
Like, do you
I don't think
like
any of them, man.
They're all so self-assured. They're like, I don't need to be funny now.
Seinfeld. So he made $1 billion off that. He's one of the biggest comedians to ever do it.
Yeah.
Ricky Gervais, kind of like, there's no one in the UK that comes near him.
No, I think he's the go.
Yeah, I think he's amazing. And his shows, like The Office and
And he
everything.
just genuinely
And
doesn't give a shit about anything anyway.
No,
does
he doesn't. Yeah, and Chris Rock, I mean, arguably one of the... I saw him in the O2 actually a
Did you?
couple of years. Yeah, because after COVID as well, I wanted to...
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No, he did an hour with Chappelle. He did an hour, and then Chappelle came on and did an hour.
Oh, really?
It was
Yeah.
it was like different level.
That's
Lads.
I just
but
while we're on that topic, of impressions. I'm on that topic myself. I discovered that I can do a Christopher Walken impression really well. Why are we going to Bray? I don't know.
Christopher Walken sound maybe you fucking stadium.
Is that good? Are you laughing or are you thinking that's bad?
He was
Why are
he
you
has been
laughing?
trying to do that, by the way, since Thursday. He has this ready to go since Thursday.
I was gonna do it on the
Damn, I like
stage.
it. Damn, I like
I was
it.
gonna do it on stage.
It's not terrible.
No, I think it's the most annoying thing about it is I think it's good, and I hate myself because I think it's good.
Oh, why is the dog on the? No.
I'd say give it a go on stage, man. See how we get on.
He was on Thursday and he forgot.
When I do accents or like characters on stage, I end up just doing stupid voices. I just panic. I think I need to practice them more.
It's kind of nerve-wracking, yeah.
Yeah.
It's people who can do good impressions is very impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, very good.
Dylan
But,
Brown was class at them.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But yes, American stand-up. So that's basically
What would have got
yeah.
gotten your interest in it?
You know what,
yeah.
man? I since we've asked people this, I think I'm really the only one that says American. A lot of them are like Irish and English. But I was growing up on like now obviously I watch Tommy a lot and all. Like he's
He's the fucking
the goat,
unbelievable,
like.
yeah.
But
He's different level, man.
Americans then when I was like even from a young age, like 10, 11, watching
Yeah.
Comedy Central and like Chris Rock, like that fucking huge split
Yeah.
and Cat Williams, all them.
It's
I
an
was
American
watching.
art form.
Yeah,
And like they'll say it, and a lot of people, if they're fucking being honest, they're 10 years ahead.
Oh yeah.
And it's also the motivation like they have and the drive and the work ethic and putting out specials and sort of you know, it's pretty impressive and kind of inspiring, you know. So and they just have that real like freedom of speech kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know, where they're just sort of they're free to express that kind of thing. So I think there's definitely a tenseness in Ireland. It depends where you go, obviously,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
and in the UK and places as well, you know. I hear the Fringe has changed a lot over the years, but I'm going to go and for the first time this year. So have you been?
No, we were talking about last night.
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Gonna book a sound.
Cool. Let us know what dates you're going.
Have you got a show over there?
No, I'm not going to do. I might do it the year after. I'd like to go over with an hour. So I hope to do. Maybe I'll do the Mill Theatre at the end of the year, maybe December. Try get to an hour in that, and
Fucking class.
then for the following year have a more condensed hour and go over and you know.
Man, if you go over to
give it a go.
Edinburgh, like 3 years experience with your own hour, that's unreal, man. You'll come
Yeah, it
back.
could be
like,
shit though, you know.
It could be shit, but everyone
It'd be a good experience too,
Yeah.
like even just the flyering and the
Yeah.
putting on your own show. It's all part of it, and kind of meeting other comics and just having the crack.
Of course.
And, it's kind of a big melting pot. So
Would you do the whole month if you went out for your own show?
yeah, if I was going to do it, I'd do it. But it's yeah. I'd have to see with like work and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm getting married and all this year, so it's like
Are you?
yeah, I'm 33, lads, you know. So
Fuck,
like
I didn't know you
I'm
were-
battling against that, and that's part of the reason I'm kind of getting after it in the last year and a half. You know,
Fuck, man.
is I wish I started earlier. You know, so I'm kind of jealous of lads like you. You know what I mean?
And we
I
say
think
that about like Dylan
the
Ball
younger
at
lads,
20.
yeah,
like,
yeah. He's how good is he, man?
Man, I
Fucking
said,
hell,
I
the-
seen him. I say this. Me and you had a chat actually that night.
Yeah.
Every time I see Dylan, he gets better.
Every time, and
that-
you can't say that about everyone.
No, you can't.
Think about it,
Man,
like
some people stay at one level. That's not a great level for years. Man.
yeah,
Like, man.
everything. He's adding accents in and impressions. Like,
class.
yeah.
But that what you said there, you wish you started earlier. I'm guilty of thinking that as well, but like, at least you've started. Do you know what I mean? And I think
I do and I don't, because the life experience is big.
exactly
And like,
the 20
we were-
years of you wanting to start it.
Yeah, and we were just talking about Ricky Gervais too. Like I think he said that to his kind of long-term girlfriend or whatever. He said like, I wish I wrote The Office earlier. I wish I started earlier. And she said like the best thing ever to him, which was like you wouldn't have been able to.
No,
you didn't have the
exactly.
life
Yeah.
experience.
You probably
you
would have
didn't-
quit after one episode
yeah,
or
exactly,
something like
and
that.
you just wouldn't have known what to talk about
Yeah.
or had any life. Plus, people don't really like. It's not a coincidence that the biggest comedians in the world are middle-aged. Because people don't really want to listen to a 20-year-old on stage.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Do you know,
that's
making
true.
observations about the world.
Yeah.
the world. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean you can't start at that age, but it takes like 10 years to get good at comedy or whatever. So,
Yeah.
Some people want to listen to us.
yeah. I know. I'm talking about in
Yeah,
an
no.
arena.
No,
Yeah.
You're right though. It is an
So-
age thing. It's just like a fucking. Yeah, it's like respect or something. There's someone up there in the fort, you've got to listen more.
I think this is like a tribal thing that happens.
Have you got a whole like comedic outlook like that now? Whenever anything happens, you're like, this is gonna make a great story. Like,
oh, in your life, like if something bad happens, there's humour in it.
Yeah.
I think. I think so. Yeah, but.
I think that'll probably even get even more and more as you go on, because you hear like Bear Chrysler.
Chrysler.
What is it?
Chrysler. Chrysler's a fucking car company in that bastard.
When you hear him, he was like,
Bert Toyota.
I have all these.
Bert Ford, go on.
He has like a medical issue, and he's like, this is a good bit now. Do you know what I mean? Or like I can talk about every time I go to the hospital, I can make a bit out of that.
Yeah. No, it's true though, because anything that happens to you, good or bad, can be funny, you know, and that's I think part of the reason why, not to go too deep on it, but I think that's part of the reason why comedy evolved, was to help us through hard times and stuff. And that's why when people say, oh, you can't joke about that horrible thing, it's like that's part of how we heal from it. Whatever, you know,
true.
Why are you always driving?
Hey, I drove last week.
Did you?
And I wanted to drive today.
I thought you were the passenger princess every weekend or something.
It's because I had to set everything up, like.
Oh,
and he has a small car, and he said, I'll drive this week. We had Dan Stevens back there.
Hold on. I rang him on the way and said, I rang him on the way and I said, I don't think he's going to fit in the back of my car. And he said, so the back of my car is the same size.
No, I didn't.
Why didn't we drive in yours?
Because you were just determined to drive.
Oh, fuck off. I'll
hope
punch
Dan
your head
sees
in.
this.
That's a lie, because I told
I don't think Dan watched any video.
I rang you on the way down and I said, I don't think he's going to drive.
Sure, look, it's over. It's over. You're a good passenger, princess.
Yeah, John.
He drives the Astra on a Friday, and I do the Carpool on a Saturday.
No, we hadn't, because we used to have the fucking phone here, and we had to link it up to the mics and had to set all that up, so I done all that. And if anything happened with the mics, I'd be in the middle of doing it while we're fucking driving. But now we just click the camera down, mic's connected, we're all good, like there's nothing else that needs to be done, so I can drive now.
Smashing it. What do you feel like?
We just say we go get food and we walk down. Yeah. Right, we're going to get food. Catalyst, boys, that has to be a fucking...
Oh, what is that?
That has to be...
Take a picture of that for the... Oh, you have the
Can
glasses.
we not go there, no?
There's a bar down here called what was it called? Exponential.
The Baltics. They're intimidated by someone else's.
What sort of food do you want?
Whatever. What is this?
This is like chips and stuff.
Yeah, sweet.
You had that last night.
Did you order, yeah? Nice.
Tell me the way you were sitting. You were just like all of a sudden like you were a fucking like you were a tripod.
And the boy to him was...
Sorry, did you order the scam? I had tracks on when I was on to 10 minutes ago. I can't fucking do this. I'm putting a pair of jeans on. I literally came out of the gym, I had tracks on.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I was like, you know, and I went, I was like, I'll go home and get changed. I'm like, actually, maybe I'll fucking try and fit in with these. I'll go fucking...
Wait, Crocs and all.
I made a posh joke. I made a posh joke a minute ago and I just went over your heads and then I felt real bad.
What?
You were like, lads like us don't go. I was like, yeah, but lads like you do and none of you go.
No, but like, I did this, lads like us. Like this.
No,
Have you ever...
You're in the middle, I think. I think you're like... You wouldn't ask
No, I wouldn't say so.
You're in the middle. No, but you know what I mean.
Oh, there's so many options. I like scampi, I also like calamari.
You get up and order then.
What did you say again?
You get up and order then.
No, what you get?
Sorry, what you say there? Tenders, I think.
Fish tenders?
Yeah, I'm gonna get curry
Oh,
sauce.
that does sound nice.
Curry sauce instead of tartar.
Fuck, there's so many options.
I'm fishing at this menu.
That's why I'm getting gigs.
What did you get? What did you get?
Just the same as Connor, but just
Oh, so you're not vegan? I thought you were vegans. Like just swans.
Holy shit, there's loads of them.
Nice one.
I actually feel like I'm bringing two juvenile liaisons officer youths out to work club.
Tell us, give us a bit of advice.
Lads, this'll stop you from committing petty crime in the inner city. These swans, let's pet a swan. Do they all just hang around here?
I don't know.
They've been here my whole life.
just a harbour bar. Kind
There's a harbour bar.
Can I take a right here, can I?
No, go down to where the taxi's going and then take a right.
Follow that taxi, sir. I don't know why.
What do you think of Bray Beach?
Gorgeous, yeah.
No, I'm not a big fan of it. It's overrated.
It reminds me of Rio de Janeiro.
Fuck off.
Have you been there?
No, I haven't been, but just the pictures now.
What, this thing here, like?
Well, because it's got the cross up there, look.
Yeah.
And it's got the big seafront.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the actual
And-
beach. I don't like that. Stones and all.
And if you go a few streets over, it turns into a shithole.
Where's that now?
Just anywhere else in Bray.
Is Bray
That's one of my
bad?
jokes I've been doing. Anytime Bray comes up, it's like the fafellas. That's how the women here. That's how women sound here. Me fafella. It's also full of Brazilians. So
I've never climbed Bray Head. There's a fun fact for me.
yeah, it's only like
You?
half an hour. Yeah. I went to school up here on the left.
Have you?
Up here?
Been the top
just
of
up here
Bray
now,
Head?
up here.
I walked up a bit of it when I was younger, I would have. I don't think we ever walked to the very top. Down here, Dan.
No, we'll pass it. You'll see it.
Down here.
No, sorry.
Just keep saying that every left. No, my nanny's from family's from Bray, so I would
Okay.
have gone out here loads as a kid. Like she
Yeah.
loves out here. That's what she still talks about this day.
Did she ever dance in the town hall? Was that like, because that used to be a place where they'd go out and dance, as in like formal old people dancing?
Oh no!
Before it was McDonald's. My granny grew up with Ray too.
Oh really?
And that's
Yeah.
where they used to go out and go for it. Like, well, we're going for a dance tonight in the town hall.
Sorry, yeah, I know. I thought you were doing a bit like my nanny was a pole dancer.
No.
That's what I was going. I was going to say he was talking.
No, she does have the tits.
Your
for
nanny
it,
might
but,
know her nanny.
Nanny, probably. What's your family's
Ring her
name?
up and ask her.
she was a Kyo, that granny, before she got married to Frisbee.
Oh, well, ask her that, actually.
No, that's a boomerang.
I actually have a.
That's just my name.
Do you know any boomerangs?
Oh, thank God,
Someone
man.
said that to me in school. That was the only thing, because I don't have any bits about Frisbee, which I should. I need to. Like, it's a fairly mad name.
Mad now.
But someone said that to me once in school. It was like, if I throw you, will you come back to me? I was like, that's a boomerang, you little runt.
Our podcast name is obviously the Ultimate Frisbee.
Ultimate Frisbee.
I was
yeah.
just about to say there, you need to do something with the Ultimate Frisbee, but then I said Ultimate Frisbee, that rings a bell. That's
Yeah.
your podcast
That's the
name.
problem. I've only done 5 episodes. I need to start. Just need to start pumping them out like you lads. It's very
Little
good.
plug for you there, though.
Yeah, thank you.
So, you obviously, your whole goal is to, you were saying, do this every 2 weeks now? Release episodes?
I'm going to try and get consistent with it. Yeah, I'm watching you lads do it, and it's very inspiring. So I'm just trying to get it out there. It's when you're by yourself, it's a little bit fucking, and I'm gigging a lot. So
Yeah,
but
it is.
they're all just bullshit excuses. I just need to do it. So I'm going to try and do one now when I get back, and then have guests on, and I'd love to have you on at some point as well.
Absolutely,
It's on
man.
A whopper.
Absolutely, anytime.
And yeah, and just try and get consistent like it with it, and see.
Do you like, would you like the idea of being a host and asking people questions and whatnot? I can see you doing that as well, like.
In like as part of a like podcast kind of host
Yeah,
or
yeah.
on stage. Yeah, man, yeah. Or just having conversations with people. I mean, as you were kind of mentioning earlier about like things seeming a bit interviewy at times. If you're sitting on a table, I wouldn't like it to seem interviewy unless it was like someone that was not a comic who I was interested in what they were doing, like just outside of comedy. And then I might have more sort of planned questions. But other than that, it's probably just like have a conversation, see where it goes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is the kind of.
It's a matter of the fine line sometimes as well, because you
exactly.
do be genuinely curious to ask questions, and then it just turns into an interview,
Yeah.
which is awkward. Just on that, I was asking you there about the obviously your approach to comedy now at the minute is building up your hour, doing your solo shows.
Yeah.
Some people kind of lean towards doing a club. Do you want to talk a bit about why you've aimed to do that? I mean, it's probably not real.
To putting on my own kind of club kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
right.
Well, it's something I was thinking about doing, but I just oh sorry man, it's right. It's around.
Oh,
the
sorry,
roundabout.
go around.
Yeah. It's yeah. I'm actually still thinking about it, so I haven't really fully made a decision on what to do. But I think I'd prefer to put on my own shows and have the people on I want to have on, and select kind of places and try and push the tickets and not, because every week is a bit of a beast, isn't it? It's like turned into a little business, and you're dealing with like hundreds of comics getting onto you and trying to get lineups and trying to be fair to everyone. And but at the same time, you get stage time every week, and the hosting makes people who host always end up being really good after a while, don't they?
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, definitely.
Like we were talking about Dylan earlier, like that. I think that's helped him big time.
Yeah, definitely.
Just comfortable on stage. It's not that scary of a thing,
Yeah,
because when you're up there hosting, not that you don't need material, but a lot of people don't use material when they're doing it. It is off the cuff as well.
Exactly, yeah. And a lot of the time, like, it's more about like getting the energy right in the room, and my stuff can kind of be a bit out there, so too you don't want to take risks and then ruin the whole show for people. So,
have you hosted like MC'd before?
Yeah, so I've done it. I did it with Suburban Comedy Club Dance Place. It's not doing it anymore, and that was a few months ago or some point last year, and oh man, it was like starting comedy again. I felt the room closing in. I was fucking mad.
It's different altogether.
It's a completely different thing altogether. But so it didn't really go great that night, and then I did that because I knew I had a paid gig coming up with Sean Frisby up in Cavan, and he was like, "Do you want to host?" So I just said, "Fuck it, I'll do it."
Yeah.
And anyway, I went up and did that, and I kind of had a bit more of like what to expect. And I had some kind of crowd work stuff, and I had bits ready to go into it, you know. It's not really fully crowd work, but it's sort of like a stepping stone to doing crowd work properly. And that went really well. So it's like it's just another part of the craft, and kind of learning how to learning the skill, isn't it? Like, have you done it at all?
No, not yet.
It's a whole different thing. But
I'd love to do it.
Would you put a club on? Because they say it's better with doing like two people, because you have someone to hold you accountable, and
it's
two options, you know.
It's the goal as well.
But they're so busy, obviously. So
that's the thing. It's just fucking busy. And as you said, like, we're trying to juggle getting guests on the podcast and on the Carpool podcast and edit clips and edit up full videos. Like, if we're trying to do that and factor in trying to get people on for the weekly comedy club, it'd be nuts, because there's a lot more
isn't it?
to that. Like, you have to do, if you want to do it right, you want to do the posters and stuff like that beforehand, and
flyer
and there's a lot. I was trying to do that with a full-time
booking
job.
Comedians and filling dropouts.
I'd actually would love to give a club a go from scratch. Like, imagine you had like the Joe Rogan Spotify money, and you were like, right, here's all the money you have. Pick a building, design it, because I feel like there definitely is different aspects, and you'll know this more than anyone because you've fucking gigged. I don't know how many clubs have you gigged in? Like,
I don't know, like just under like
all different variations in different countries and all. I feel like you would have a real good idea of what does well to set up the room. You know, like, it needs to be dark, or it needs to this, that, and the other.
But usually too, like, even from going to shows or whatever, like, everything matters, doesn't it? The lighting, 100%. The sound, the ceiling, 100%. how spaced 100%. The chairs are to each other,
how close they are to the stage.
You want people to be comfortable to laugh, you know, the noise from the bar, noise from food, all of that. Like, I went to the Mothership in Austin, and it's the best club I've ever seen.
Is it better than Hot War?
I haven't seen the new one, but it was better than the old one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, because it's not just perfect for comedy, it's also like the coolest building you'll ever see. It's all like has a like kind of alien and UFO type theme, and the big room is called Big Fat Man, and the small room is called Little Boy, because they're the names of the nuclear bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Oh, okay.
Because the whole idea is that those bombs, after that, all the UFO sightings happened in like the 50s after World War II or whatever. It's just all fucking. It's all fucking.
Are you a big conspiracy?
No, I'm not. No. But the mythology of it is kind of fun and interesting when it comes to the UFOs and stuff. But
just on kind of conspiracies, have you seen this that's come out the last few days about the pyramids?
Man, unbelievable.
What
There's no
the fuck, like.
What is it?
Have you seen that, Connor?
No.
That the pyramids are just now. I'm probably going to butcher it, but LiDAR is this new technology, right? That I don't know how new it is actually, but basically it's like scanning. It's like if you're doing an MRI or some scanning a hospital, but you can do it with the earth. And you can see what's underneath it and stuff, right? And what they did was they've done a big scan underneath the pyramids, and what they're thinking now is that the pyramids are just the tip of a massive structure that's underneath it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's some huge which.
There's like cylinders
they
that
think
are
it's
going down 2 kilometers down.
Fuck off.
So, you know.
It's fucking bonkers.
Where is this all been put out? TikTok or something?
It's been all over.
It's all over.
Fucking need to get on the net.
It's fucking...
but I mean, it just adds even more questions. Like, I was at the pyramids 2 years ago.
You have been everywhere. You're like...
It was one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Is it?
Yeah, it's this left here, Connor. Sorry, saying this lane. Yeah, you just stand at them going, "There's no fucking way we built it." There's no way. And like Egypt has gone so like they say they're 5,000 years old, right?
Yeah.
It's 3,000 BC or whatever. But whoever built them they nearly have a more advanced society than what's going on in Egypt at the moment. Never mind, like no offense to like it's just no. I mean, the fucking Cairo's in bits. It's in bits.
Yeah,
It's 22 million people, so polluted. The fucking traffic and it's nuts. Absolutely nuts. This left here if you want to.
And the pyramids, like in some stages, they're literally just right off the highway. It's not like
literally, yeah.
we
We stayed.
It's not like mad out on the countryside.
We stayed in like an apartment, like overlooking them, and and we were beside one of the prayer towers. So at 5 a.m. we got blasted out of it like we were fucking at one of the speakers in Glastonbury or something. But it was amazing. I loved going to Egypt, and people are great. And we did a cruise down the Nile and all this stuff, and stopped off at all the sites. But the pyramids themselves are, and there's so many of them. It's not just the three you see on the three in the Sphinx in Giza. There's like other ones.
Really?
Called in I think it's Dashur and the Red Pyramid and Zoser. These are like even older than those pyramids. We went down into the bottom of one, and the real interesting thing about them is that there's no hieroglyphs anywhere in them.
Right.
So if there was the Egyptians that built them, why is there not? The Egyptians put hieroglyphs everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere, every tomb, every wall, every temple. But you go down into these. You go down into the centre of. I don't want to sound like fucking a conspiracy here or like Graham Hancock or something. Although he is very interesting. Do you see that Netflix thing? So I'm on one now, by the way. I'm on one as soon as you mentioned it.
I love this. This is good.
But when you get down the bottom of them, so it takes you like a full on 40 minutes to go down these little steps and go full into the core of this pyramid. And you get down there, and it's different rock down there. It's like this black. It's like this black. I don't know if it's granite or whatever. It might be pink.
And it's not there. It's like
it's all different.
Away. You can't get that. Like,
exactly. It's 1,000 kilometers away or something.
Nuts.
And there's no hieroglyphs. It just feels like you're in like some Alien versus
what
Predator
is it?
tomb
It's
or something.
alien. It is aliens, isn't it? Like aliens came down to the years ago, built all that, and then pissed off, or what?
No fucking idea.
Because I've seen conspiracies that there's pyramids in the North Pole as well.
No, in
Antarctica.
No, in Antarctica.
Yeah.
That's the South Pole.
Is it South Pole?
Yeah. Because the North Pole is not actually land. That's why it's not a continent.
Oh, is it?
The North Pole is just like it's a collection of Greenland, Norway, and Russia freezing over in the water, and then melting in the summer. So there's no actually land in the North Pole. Do you know what I mean?
I just thought
as far as I know,
wasn't real anyway.
But the South Pole,
As I know.
the South, I haven't been there. The South Pole, Antarctica, right, is actually, if you got rid of all the ice, there'd be a landmass there.
Right.
There'd be like a huge Australia there.
Well, it's that one.
What?
Yeah. So
apparently there's pyramids there as well.
Yeah. So what they're saying is like underneath all the ice, they think that there may be pyramids there as well, but it also might just be the tips of mountains that are submerged in ice and snow, or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So
I've also seen that there's like giant human beings that are up there.
you're acting the tick now.
No, it's like that's one of the
just like all
conspiracies,
these like
because
Thor Bjornsson up there.
all the hieroglyphics is all like they're always drawing big tall people and shit like that.
Yeah,
And
just
they
a load
reckon
of
that they
Dutch
wish-
people in Egypt in the year done.
Big set of halves. The Great Hallelujah.
A lot of Vince Vaughn looking fuckers walking around.
Well, actually, there's this video that always comes up on my TikTok, and it's of an AI big Egyptian man.
Yeah.
Helping. Have that came on your Instagram?
No.
Helping do the pyramids. So there was loads of normal people,
Pyramids.
and he'd come and lift up stuff for them. It's only an AI
I have
video.
seen-
but
I have
it's
seen that,
weird,
yeah.
isn't it, man?
Yeah.
It's something like you're looking at, and you're like, that could happen.
That's what I'm talking about, and apparently they're hibernating in the South Pole.
This podcast
Are you
took
fucking
this
messing?
podcast took a weird turn
You're
there.
just listening to him. You're just listening to him say that and going, yeah, that's mad. He's talking about an AI generated fucking video. And
Yeah, but you're saying it's real. You're saying that there's
Yeah.
that they're sleeping off the M50.
listen.
Hibernating like fucking hedgehogs.
Apparently, that is what's happening. But
wouldn't
it's
it be mad? Yeah.
It's mad. It's gonna all come out, and we're all the aliens are gonna come back.
Well,
I reckon in our
hope so.
lifetime,
I
something
hope
mad
so.
like that is going to happen.
do you know what? When
Have you been up to Sugarloaf?
Pyramid?
No,
No.
I've never done
Is that Sugarloaf there?
That's Sugarloaf there, yeah. You
I wonder did an
can't see it
alien
at the
put that
moment.
there. And
Who?
it's now hibernating. I wonder.
it. Don't know why he's fucking laughing at. He's having a clue.
The JFK files came out. See that?
Yeah, I haven't seen any.
I haven't actually read
KFK
it.
files.
JFK.
Yeah, there's 80,000 pages or something.
Is that how
Yeah.
much is in it?
Is that true? And then
think
Trump
so,
just
yeah.
say you can read it if you want, but there's nothing really there. Like
That was that it.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
you can read it if you want.
he did. It's not an air chatter or something. He said.
Be my guest.
Yeah, I'd say he hasn't even opened them.
No.
Yeah.
He said that the first time, didn't he? He was going to release them, and he never did.
Well, would you write?
CIA
hold
told
on,
him
how
not
could
to,
you?
apparently.
Was it?
How could you write
Yeah.
80,000 pages on that?
there wasn't one lad in a typewriter.
But what else? Like, what did right? How was
It's
he
all
shot?
like collections of like testimonies and reports and all this sort of stuff. It's not one lad going, so he drove down the main road in Dallas and then boom, I heard a sound.
Why is everyone ridiculing what I'm saying? Ridiculing.
Were you in? You didn't go there?
I didn't go to
did you?
Dallas, no. I just stayed in Austin.
Apparently, like, it's mad. It's still just a normal street, and it's just a little X there, like, that people go to and take pictures.
Yeah.
And then you have to move out of the way because cars are coming, like.
What, just an X on the road where he
Yeah,
was
that's
shot?
where he was shot, apparently, like. And still, like, just a walking road. What's the maddest conspiracy theory you think you could talk about?
I'm not really mad into conspiracy theories,
love
but
I'm
what
mad
was
into them.
I don't know.
The government and all controlling absolutely everything. Like, everything.
Like,
And news not being real and all.
Well, the whole news thing is fucking I think that's like incentives and fucking lobbyist groups and multinational corporations controlling it. I don't think that's even conspiracy. I think that's just like but that's not even
you're
a
not in the
conspiracy.
conspiracy.
No, but I think that's just the way it
true.
goes. Like, you know,
Yeah,
when you have
That's not
pharmaceutical
conspiracy,
companies.
that's true.
Well, when you have 70% of advertising revenue from the big legacy media companies coming from pharmaceutical companies, they're obviously not gonna. They're not going to talk bad about
Yeah, of course,
something that comes out. So I think that's more just like following the money and going.
Yeah.
It's not like saying fucking.
Bigfoot drill.
I fucking didn't know what was going to come out there, but it's not saying like fucking, you know, like.
You're digging a deep hole.
Yeah, it's not saying your typical conspiracy,
yeah.
like fucking. What is a typical conspiracy? I was about to think of one there.
Like JFK, for example.
Yeah, but that's another good one with so many holes in that as
Illuminati
well.
is a big one.
Yeah, shit like that, like fucking whatever,
Well, I
Jews
think
controlling the
it would be-
world or something like that's fucking mental. That's
Yeah.
horrible shit,
Yeah.
But
horrible shit.
yeah, because it's just based on complete like whatever.
Yeah.
But
Australia not being real. No.
flat Earth. That's the most like
Flat
mental.
Earth, yeah.
That's the most like.
Truest
What are we
one.
doing?
Yeah, wait,
That's
what?
the truest one. Is it? Yeah. Lab leak was a conspiracy theory.
The lab leak.
COVID.
Lab leak.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wuhan
yeah.
lab leak and all.
Yeah, yeah,
Remember
yeah.
when that was the big conspiracy?
Being a rat like or something, wasn't it? That came from
well,
the bat?
there was that. If you said it was from the lab, that was like you're a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
they even
yeah.
started calling people racist if you said that.
It's mad,
Even though
isn't
the lab is John Stewart has a bit. If you've seen John Stewart talking about, he's
no
like
clue who that is.
He's like the
Centre
fucking.
America.
He does daily show and all in America. But he was just like he was like there's a virology lab in Wuhan and there's a virus escaped in Wuhan. Where should we look? Do you know what I mean? It was like it was obviously that's where it came from, whatever.
Yeah.
And now that's the consensus, or mostly the consensus. So, but I remember during like RT being like conspiracy theorists. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Sorry, I know what I was going to say and it just came back to me. You know what you're saying there about pharmaceutical, big pharma? There's only 2 countries in the world that can advertise.
you look like
that
a big
on
farmer.
TV. My dad's Dan Stevens. He was on last week. But there's only 2 countries in the world that can advertise pharmaceutical companies on TV.
Yeah, New Zealand, America. Yeah,
How mad is that, like?
Yeah, hopefully they get rid of that because
Yeah.
it's just incentivizes them to push it down your throat and like, you know what I
Crazy,
mean.
man. Did you watch
and
the-
giving doctors. Saying like if you prescribe X amount of opioids, you'll
pay
get
it.
paid more.
Yeah,
and all
you
this.
watch that on the
so you
Stagler family,
twist your
yeah.
ankle, and they're like, yeah, well that's and it used to be the case that like normal, rational, even like very liberal people would be so skeptical of pharmaceutical companies because of like thalidomide, Purdue, and all that with and Vioxx, all these like huge. Biggest criminal cases of all time, which is not civil where they had an accident or it's criminal, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
Biggest cases of all time lost against pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden we're meant to be like, yes, Pfizer.
Yeah.
Yes, Moderna.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah. We need
which
to
is a
get it-
weird
we need to get
shift.
it up.
It's a weird shift in thinking. You know,
Yeah.
not that you shouldn't trust anything they say. It's just kind of have a bit of an open dialogue and
course, but-
and allow people to say stuff if there's contradicting evidence
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
where they don't allow that. Do you know what I mean?
You know
it's
that
just
man that shot the fella of that insurance, that, what was that big thing in New York? He shot him.
Angioni
Mario,
or yeah,
yeah.
Luigi. Yeah.
Mario.
Mario Angeloni. He sounds like he owns a chipper in Delirium or something.
He fucking... The whole thing he did that apparently was because his ma had a claim in and the pharmaceutical
Yeah.
company, whatever way they work is...
That's the insurance companies.
The that was insurance.
Yeah.
wasn't it?
The
Oh, it's
insurance
not
companies are bastards, so I can see why people.
Companies wouldn't give her the right
No, but he
amount
was the head of the
painkillers.
World Health Insurance or
Or
something,
that
wasn't he?
He was the head of one of. He was the CEO of one of the big insurance companies
Yeah.
who are known to basically find any way to not
Pay out.
pay out.
How crazy is that?
Yeah, but that's the way they all work. It's horrible. So you can
God.
see why people are like kind of a bit like fuck them, but also
Yeah.
you can't fucking go around celebrating some lad who like hitman someone's in the middle of a street. You know what I mean? Like cold blooded murder. That's that's mental as well. So it shows
Because
stuff
he's
like
good looking
that.
though, that's why.
there was a bit of that.
That was the only reason
There was a bit of that,
they celebrate him.
If he was some fucking muck savage looking fuck from Offaly or something, they wouldn't be as on his back. Yeah, it's funny. People show their true colours when they pick a side and they find an angle to support something that they clearly shouldn't be supporting. But yeah, anyway,
it's always America though, isn't it?
We're always looking to America for that kind of shit, isn't it?
Always
it's mad. It is a kind of fun show to watch, America.
Yeah.
From our point of view.
Yeah, I only said it yesterday about this whole like fucking White House thing and on Paddy's Day. We're living in a fucking TV show, like.
It's like a simulation.
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, sorry, that's my. If we had to go, what's my favourite conspiracy? It's not even a conspiracy. It's just like because there's Nick Bostrom. He's a big professor of I don't even know what it's.
Why the fuck are you asking him?
Right.
Not
Because
me.
he knows I know.
Sorry, I'm asking the universe here. I'm not even directing it anywhere towards
a
it.
question from the universe.
But there's people who have like really solid theories that we are in a simulation because we'll eventually make, because virtual reality is getting so good that we'll eventually make it so good that it's indistinguishable from reality, right? So if we will eventually get there, then what are the chances that we're in the period now that we're on the way there, or what are the chances that we're just in the simulation? And there's more of an odds that we're in the simulation than we're not.
Yeah.
That's his argument, which is fucking mental.
Yeah.
What would be the first thing you would do in the simulation?
But that's the thing, I wouldn't do it different. Like, what are you going to do differently? Because you still, like, I think living a good life is living a good life whether you're... Well, it's a good question. What should I do? Like, am I still going to go in there now and... Like, if it's a simulation, what am I going to go in?
Doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad. What would you change? Like, is there a point to change that? And like, if it's
Well, if there was just... Let's not talk about, like, you're not going to go live a normal life. Like, you just go and do anything. What would you do? Like, you could just go...
That's a good way.
Put in, right, I want to perform at Madison Square Gardens. Go. And then you go there and you just perform. You don't need to do it, and you can just go and do it. You can put it into your computer and then you go and live it.
Yeah, but I don't think...
That's the last question we're asking on every podcast. If you could do one thing right now, you could put into it. I just thought of this on the spot. I don't know how this comes to me.
But as in, like, have I put the work in? Do I deserve it?
No.
And I've struggled, and now I'm getting there,
You
and I
don't
get the
deserve
reward.
anything in life.
Or you just go... I'm huge and I'm going on stage.
Yeah.
But see, you miss the whole arc of life there.
Yeah, that's true, that's
Do you
true.
know, like, it's just like handed. You know when you get handed something, you don't appreciate it. So I would say I don't know, man. What, like, if I could just type in, this is what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. Like, it could be anything now. You could just go to fucking Rio de Janeiro, chill on the beach if you wanted to right now. Or if you wanted to just experience Kiltony, just go, I want to be on Kiltony for 1 minute.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Because you don't need to earn that really, you just get pulled out of a hat and then you can be guaranteed it. But then you don't get anything out of it if you do well. You can do class in the simulation.
I'd want something that was like an opportunity that I'm ready for now, that could lead to something better, but like I wouldn't feel like I'd love to maybe open for someone in Vicar Street.
Yeah, I know.
So like I'm not really ready for that, but I could probably do 10 minutes. I could learn from it. It's an amazing stage and I'd get better from it, and I'd maybe, meet some great comedians and go for it. So it's more just like an unbelievable opportunity. But I wouldn't say go on stage to 30,000 of my fans in Madison Square Garden, because I have 0 fans. So I haven't experienced that whole like growth and that whole sort of step. Because that's happiness, isn't it? It's like incremental steps towards a goal. So every time you do that, that's where we get our dopamine kick to the next and the next and the next. And if you skip all that, I think it'll flip on its head somehow. It wouldn't... I don't know, but that's just me sort of thinking on the spot. Like, what would you do?
That's fucking good for thinking on the spot.
I'd play at Old Trafford. Football match.
In what fucking position are you playing?
Are you missing?
What fucking position are you playing? That's a have the water!
Fuck off! I'm fucking
60 seconds of left back thunder.
You have one opportunity to do anything in the world and you'll fucking open in Vicar Street for someone. Are you joking?
Left back thunder.
What would you do?
Fucking 30 seconds of fucking goalkeeper.
Fuck off. Hold on a bloody minute here. I'd hold myself well in the simulation at Old Trafford. What would you do?
He'd do the pole vault in the Olympics. What's that?
I'd probably open for someone in Vicar Street.
You get what I'm saying, Connor, don't you?
I do get what you're
Do you know what I'm saying?
You have one opportunity
Or do the
to
laughter lounge or
experience
something.
But his whole point is he's
I get
experiencing
that,
it
yeah,
and
I get
gaining
that.
from it.
Yeah, I get that. But would you not love, like, that's not guaranteed. You have one opportunity to just do a fucking yoke. Let me just, right, I'd love to go to Madison Square Gardens and perform in front of 60,000 people and feel how that feels.
That's a garden centre in Madison.
Fuck off the two of yous. Two fucking shite. You don't even know anything about pyramids. The food was shite. Fucking fish and chips. Oh,
that's good.
You'll never walk alone.
If I had,
what would you pick?
if I had to pick one that I could actually,
Don't copy me. Come on.
Yeah, are you fucking weird?
exactly. Yeah.
if it was one that I could actually benefit as the street he's going down, I'd probably pick something similar to that.
Pick your own. Use your own
Or if
brain.
it's something like you, like a dream,
Use your own
probably
brain.
would be paying MSG, you stupid cunt.
Yeah. So what are you being stupid for?
This reminds me of when my parents split up.
It's all your fault. Go feed the ducks. Get out.
Go feed those big, huge white ducks.
Oh, that's a good way to end it.
Dan.
You're legends. Thanks for having me on,
It's
lads.
not
Cheers.
a fucking. You're a fucking top man.
You're a top
And,
man, and you're gonna make it.
I save these little moments because I'm not a mad liquor, but yeah, I'll put me chips in that you're gonna be big.
Thanks,
you're gonna
brother.
be.
Appreciate it. You too.
Oh, you
Thanks,
saved
lads.
these
No,
moments.
that's not
You
bullshit.
chips
like-
in.
Appreciate it.
I'm not just copy and pasting him trying for a laugh, but we do mean it. We
No,
both
we-
say. No, don't.
Lads, I really appreciate it.
You
We'll see what
are-
happens. Keep working.
It is, and it's
Used to, yeah.
it's good to be friends with you because
Yeah,
you're
it is.
Right back
really
at it.
inspirational, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, like without sounding like arsey or funny or anything like that, like it is
I mean,
really
that means a lot.
inspiring to see it. So keep doing it and stop fucking slagging me. You know what I mean?
This car has turned into a steam.
Yeah, no, big time. Right, thanks, Dan.
That was
You're
good.
legends. Thanks,
That was
lads.
fast, Do you want to, before we go, do you want to ask a little Mount Rushmore of comedians? Do you want to ask that?
If you want.
Can I ask that? Can I? Can I?
We kind of already
Can I?
did that, lads.
Did we?
Yeah, you kind of did that. Yeah.
What's
it's-
Mount Rushmore? Four
Four,
comedians?
yeah. Because I was thinking about this last night about my own again.
Tommy Louie, Bill Burr, and don't know. Ricky.
Yeah, nice.
You.
Nice. Me. Think about this last night because I've
Times
loads.
that say this years. Come on. My dad's actually really funny. I just realised recently.
No.
I'm gonna put my dad up
If I
there.
can ever find him.
Come down and fed the ducks.
Many a time.
Yeah.
Nice one.
All their parents split up.
So I keep saying that to
Second
someone.
weekend activity, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Down here with bread or be down to Courtown to do slot machines in Wexford.
Yeah.
Do you know my
Myself, man.
Yeah. What age were you?
And they split up when I was like 5.
Yeah, I was 5 as well.
Really?
Yeah, and do you know what? That's really common because like the hardest part is the year before. Oh my god, I just stepped in a fucking load of shit.
Is that big dirty swan shit?
I don't know, but that fella doesn't look happy.
Here, my auntie used to tell me if you call them Blackfoot, then they'll go for you.
No, they won't.
That's what my auntie used to tell me.
The lump of his.
Swans are vicious. I don't want to bring this to
He's huge, isn't he? He's
Bro,
big.
he doesn't look like he's happy.
There's all these like myths about swans, like they can break your hand.
Yeah, with his wing sprint.
Rear naked choke that length.
Just fucking suck him off. What?
Who's it? Yeah. Ooh, they're fairly amazing looking things.
They are. I've never been like this. I've never seen this many swans.
It's mad seeing them fly. Yeah, actually, I've never seen this many swans.
I don't think I've ever seen them fly.
Yeah, they can fly, yeah.
Can they?
Mm.
Oh, look at little fart.
Of course they can fucking fly.
What do you think they got here?
That's a good question.
But why are you
But they're real
here?
loud when they fly too because they're proper like.
Oh yeah.
They have a
yeah.
huge wingspan.
Look at me!
Can
Look
they
at
go
me!
real high? Like this? Can they do this now?
No, they can actually only fly this high.
Oh, can they?
No, they can fly as high as they There's an altitude that they can't get past.
It's
But
mad.
to be fair, I haven't really ever seen them like
That's what I mean. I've never seen
I
it.
have. They're huge. Look at him.
Oh my god.
size of them.
Right, here we go, because it's freezing here.
Did you get him?
Whoa!
Did you get him on the thing?
Get him. I got one of them.
Hurry, I'm ready.
We'd probably make a good video if we fought one of them down.
Go touch one of them, Carl.
No.
I'll give.
Look at him. Do you hear him?
I'll give you a tenner to grab one of them. By the end.
I wouldn't touch one, man. I'd be so scared. This is probably what make the cut now. But we were doing it. They do this.
Well, you just mean won't make the cut. You just fucking ask the question.
I know,
and
but
then you're just
I
gonna
just want to tell them the story. Get over it. I want to tell them the
Don't
story.
say me get over it.
There's a
People will see it on this podcast. You were on like a delayed schedule anyway, aren't you? So for release.
Sorry, I wasn't really listening there. What the shit? I was thinking of my next question.
Yeah. Oh, do we have to give him a code?
Just say hello. Just say we live here.
How's it going? Live here? No, he doesn't.
yeah.
Hi, Matty.
How's it going? Live here?
I literally just said what Dane said to me here. Live here, and I just said
I'm here with the Frisbees. So you got most of those followers from those clips, kind of. Michael Collins was the snake. Michael Collins was a traitor, and they was like, "Who are you to call Michael Collins a traitor?" Like it's this whole thing. That 2 truths and lies is gas. I'll have to think of one for down the line on the main event podcast. What was it? A-Man was giving you awful shit there last time. It was like,
what the fuck is this? He was like, "Where's the studio?"
Wait, how does he sound?
What? I think.
What? How are they? Why are you not bringing me on the show?
I'm just gonna open that thing here for a bit of air. Oh, it is sweaty. It is sweaty.
That was good crack there, fucking hell.
That is good.
That was good.
Do you know what?
You do loosen up after a while, don't you? Like just.